And we'll do our news in just a minute. We've got Stan on the line from Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Probably not hot today. How you doing today, Stan?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Fantastic. So you want to look at DRYS, which is a bulk shipper. My question to you is, have you looked at the Baltic Dry Index?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to break out of its trading range for the past, since this month started. It's at 5 1/4.
You mean just this little sideways action here? Are you there?
Like I lost. Yeah, I'm here. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking at dry ships. I'm holding the stock. It looks like it's trying to break out today. It's at 528. Looks like it's going back to 7 to me. What do you think?
This one is one incredibly tough stock to time because it's heavily manipulated. They've reverse split this thing down to where there's like one share of the stock. I mean, I think at one time there was like 1 billion shares, and this thing's reverse split year after year after year. And what they've been able to do is, well, they drove this thing to what, $99? I almost got this, and I tried 2 or 3 times getting back into it, but yeah, I don't have the reverse split in this thing correctly. Let's see if I've got it this way. Well, anyway, they've driven this thing up and down, but all of these have pretty typical issues, and that is the reverse splits have allowed them to go back and do a lot of things that you wouldn't think possible in the stock. Just reading the chart itself, you almost tested the previous low of October 10th at $4.77 at 907. You certainly came to it with a lighter volume with 670,000 shares on February 8th. Energy is about the same on the way up, on the way down. Today you're higher, but you got no real volume, less than 200,000 shares right now. So is it just today you kind of like this last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 trading days that went sideways?
Yeah, it's that, plus it's hit this low several times and come off of it. And all my indicators show it's heading back up sharply right now. Now,
what indicators
there was
are that?
Increase in the Baltic rates across all the vessels. I saw that on another stock. Baltic rate rises on stronger rates. So
yeah, I think the real
part of it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that may be part of it, but it seriously looks like it's going to break out and go back up. It hit 7 last month.
Yeah,
like it's headed back there.
You had a nice pop in it.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave it all back up. The problem is these things are kind of like the airlines in the 80s and the 90s. They can continue losing lots of money until they go out of business. So the one of the things I'd probably say is you probably don't want a full position in it. You probably want to do something like a half position, unless you're just trading it on a handful of days, because you never know when the bad news is going to come financially for these stocks. It doesn't look bad. At the same time,
they have pretty strong financials. They're making a profit, and insiders own 80% of the stock. So that gives me some confidence.
That's where I'm going to get back to where this thing is heavily manipulated by the insiders, and that they can drive it a lot more than the fundamentals in the market. So I just know that they can push it up at a buck, up or down a buck on any day that they want, which is like 20%, which makes it a hard stock to actually trade. The reason to be in this thing would be more that you think that the trade deal gets signed, because it's probably going to run for 30 days after that happens. I just don't think that trade deal gets signed for a while. And that continues to be an issue. You're already in it?
Oh yeah, I'm in it.
What price?
Oh, let's see. I'm in there at 517.
Okay. Well, you're in it at the right price. If the market starts moving down Tuesday, then you might have some time to wait. I think you've got fairly decent support around 510, certainly around $5. So it's not like you got to go to the ends of the world before you find out you're on the wrong side. I would love for this thing, actually a better pattern would be for this thing maybe to go up to $5.50 and then come back on really light volume and find out that you really got even better support at that 510. But it's going to be news driven, and that's the problem. Is we can look at this technically, but a trade deal says no, this thing's probably going to go down. If we hear that come back on Tuesday, that we know that they're not going to be meeting in March. So the question is it April or May? So you got about 30 days to wait, and that's the problem. How much good news and how much bad news comes out on this?
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a tough one because it is whatever the news of the day is going to be. If someone says, even though it won't happen, that they're signing a deal next week, could this already be up to $6? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So that I see where if you're going to be in this thing, you're pretty much in it where you have to be, but there's no real guarantees on this. That's where, when you're 100% news driven, that's it. I do like that Baltic dry index issue though. And that is, you're down here, you're certainly not buying that at the top. So
right.
I like that. You haven't really had, do I have anything else? I don't have it on this. This has been where some of the bigger bounces have come down around 600 on it. What did you see in the news that talked about which other stocks?
SHIP, SHIP, and SBulk, SBLK. They're also
Ships?
up a little bit, but not as much.
What's the symbol on ships?
SHIP, I believe that's an ETF.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, you certainly don't have a lot of volume. You're back in the trading range as of today, which is okay. Above 50, well, right at 50 cents. Looks good. Just put a stop in. But it's more of a roll of a dice, but I think you're in the right spot to roll the dice.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, you bet.
All right.